Welcome to Digitally Transformed, the podcast that brings you the latest insights into the ever-evolving world of technology. In this fast-paced digital age, staying ahead of the curve is more crucial than ever. Having the right partner to decipher what is important and useful can make all of the difference. Infused Innovations is a leading authority in transformative technology solutions. From bolstering cybersecurity defenses to equipping employees with the tools they need to excel, our experts are here to guide businesses of all kinds through their digital transformation journey. Listen in as we delve into captivating discussions about groundbreaking trends, emerging technologies, and their profound impact on the way we work and do business. From the practical applications of artificial intelligence to the fascinating world of machine learning, we'll uncover the possibilities that lie within our digital future. You're listening to Digitally Transformed, a podcast powered by Infused Innovations. Here's your host, Justin Starbird.
Welcome back to Digitally Transformed, the podcast powered by Infused Innovations. My name is Justin Starbird, and I get to welcome back again to the show, CEO Jeff Wilhelm of Infused Innovations. Welcome back, man.
Thanks, Justin. Good to talk to you again.
Yeah. Hey, this is I really enjoy these talks. We get to learn more about what you're doing. We get to talk about clients. And oh, by the way, congratulations are in order.
Thank you so much.
You were recently named to the Inc. 5000 for the fourth year in a row, and the embargo has been lifted. We are posting it on social media. This has been, exciting and brewing for a little while. I mean, awesome, man. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, from all of us over here, when we get those notifications every August, now 4 Augusts in a row, it's really validating, honestly. It makes us feel like we're doing the right things for our customers and we're being noticed for it. And that's really all you can ask for these days, I think.
Absolutely. And, thinking about just the last 3 years, 179% growth. I mean, that is what people hope for over their careers, let alone in 3 years.
Well, I mean, we have to remember too where we were 3 years ago when you think about COVID and the pandemic and everything. So yeah, for us to continue our growth projections over that period, as well as the years before that, leading up to some of the other awards, the Inc. 5000 is unique in that it looks at 3 years of revenue growth. So to have 4 years of consecutive awards, we're basically talking about 7 years of growth within the organization for our customers.
Yeah, I mean, 7 years of growth, and at such a rate that it ranks within the Inc. 5000, which only represents private companies but a wealth of industries. So I mean, there is a lot of significance behind that. I mean, the team, I know everyone's high-fiving, but I mean, just to hear you explain it is cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I guess the question on everybody's mind is, what kind of stuff has fueled this growth?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, part of it is just the ongoing engagement with our customers. You've known for a long time that our focus has been on sort of the intersection between where business strategy and advisory has to happen, which is really important to the C-suite today, having a roadmap that they can rely on. And us being a part of that story is a big piece of it. But that intersection where security, technology, and innovation all play, I think all of the successful organizations today recognize that there's this combination of the people, the process, the products, like all of these things come together. When we talk to our customers, we have those conversations. Over the last couple of years, especially and certainly this year, with the explosion of growth in the artificial intelligence space and everything that's come from that, there's no slowing down. The part of our business that has really experienced some of that explosive growth is our innovation lab, which is one of the most exciting areas of our business, given everything that's been happening over the last year, and being able to be innovative with our customers to help them solve their big problems. It's just so much fun. So, if you can have fun while you're solving big problems and doing it for the right reasons, who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I liken it to, a team that's hitting its stride as it enters the playoffs, and then they just steamroll everybody. You're in a spot right now where Infused, we've really hit our stride over the last couple of years. There have been some things that we've invested in that were for the long game, and it has hit all as you put the right talent in place, and the clients that we have are in need of those services, and truly there's a correlation between innovation and growth. I mean, how did you forecast that to happen? What has been that approach to innovation that's led to this steamroll through the playoffs, so to speak?
Yeah, it's funny when you put it that way, because I was actually just thinking back to the first time we made the Inc. 5000. When I got this news, I was thinking back, where were we then? What was different? What was the same? I think it's really interesting that we started talking about things like modern work and security and zero trust back right before the pandemic hit, like a year before the pandemic hit. And we thought, man, if only organizations would take this zero trust approach. And we had a framework we called Secure Intelligent Workplace, which was really about modernizing the way organizations could get their jobs done, actually, do their work. And then all of a sudden, what happened in the early 2020s, it was everybody has to be able to work from home. Everybody has to be able to do that securely. How do we do that, as this pandemic is happening and no one can go into the office? And I tell that little anecdote because now here we are, about a year and a half ago, we started talking about how important innovation was to stay relevant. And then what happened, 6 to 12 months ago with, Chat GPT and artificial intelligence, and the Microsoft case study that they just did on our work with computer vision. And it was absolutely very, I don't want to say like prescient, but the timing was really, really good that we start thinking about where the industry is going, what we think needs to happen, and how organizations can best take advantage of it. And we just happen to time it right. And innovation, absolutely, in the last year, I'm sure, is a major contributor to our placing on the Inc. 5000 this year.
Well, absolutely. You've got to continue to reinvent yourself. Not, I don't want to say reinvent yourself, but go, deeper and wider in the areas that you're successful, and then be able to add so that you can kind of keep going. No?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was always that gradient we talked about between security and productivity, right? A successful organization has to figure out where they fall on that spectrum, right? If you do 100% security and 0%, productivity, then you're great, you're super secure, but nobody can get their jobs done, right? And the opposite is true too. If you've only focused on productivity and security is an afterthought, then everyone's getting their jobs done until they're not, because you're breached, or you whatever happens, right? You ransomware or whatever might happen. And I think that same sort of philosophy that we took back then is true now, right? Having that sort of thought leadership around where are the right places to use artificial intelligence, for example. How do I do it in a responsible way? How do I maintain my organizational security and privacy, but still being embracing of this future that is changing very, very quickly, and we need to embrace it. I was talking to a CEO just a month or two ago, and we were talking about this whole artificial intelligence sort of wave that we're all riding right now. And he was talking about how he's looking at what other peers in his space are doing and his vertical are doing, and kind of keeping an eye on things. He wasn't quite sure, whether they were ready to jump in with 2 feet. And we came out of that conversation with this sort of overarching philosophy, which is, if you're waiting for your peers to do something, you're already 6 months behind them, because these things change so quickly, and they made that investment 6 or 12 months ago, right? So it's the same kind of thing with us. Like, we have to be looking ahead and understanding where the industry is going, but not waiting for our peers to do it. Start, basically forging our own path based on where we think the industry needs to go and where our customers need to go, and then owning it, embodying it, and doing it every day.
That's a great point. As you say that, my initial thought is, it's not just where your peers are going, especially from your standpoint. It's one thing for your Infused Innovations customers to wait for their peers to move forward, because then you're 6 or 12 months behind. But what makes your seat as CEO of Infused so unique is it is putting yourself 6 to 12 months out from where your customers are now, who are just barely now adopting what you asked them to do 6 to 12 months ago. And I feel like that has got to be one of the most, I understand it from my perspective on the marketing side and business development, and like thinking, okay, hey, if we're not investing in some of these things today to understand it, then there's no way that our clients are going to be able to do it. I mean, how do you balance that?
Right. And some of it just is sort of, you make the best bet you can and you hope that you're right. I mean, I know that doesn't sound super strategic,
Come on,
but
that's not as sexy as I was hoping, Jeff.
I
I was
know.
really
No, there is clearly some thought process that goes into it. So, yes. So tongue in cheek, you hope that every decision is going to be right. But so, as I'll go back to where I said we were in, 2019 around the whole secure intelligent workplace thing, and then COVID hit, right? At that moment in time, we were talking about what is next, even as we were going into market with this innovative, framework around a secure intelligent workplace, which, by the way, won us a Microsoft US Partner Award because it was innovative and it was forward thinking. But even as we were doing that, we were thinking about what's next. So I'll give you an example. In 2019, we were working with a customer. We were doing thought leadership workshops with them around how to use computer vision and other machine learning, data analytics technologies to push their business forward. We had folks flying out from Microsoft to help us with those sessions to really show that we're, a strong partner to our customers. But we were also going through the responsible AI framework. So we weren't just saying like this technology looks cool. We were saying it's important enough to us and the future of our customers that we're going to go through these things that make our delivery model of it unique. So, that was, I think we got our responsible AI certifications in 2020.
Yep.
And here we are 3 years later, and everyone's talking about how do we do AI responsibly, and how do we, choose, the right projects to work on and make sure that there's no inherent bias and all this kind of stuff. That was the stuff we were thinking about in 2020.
Yeah. To the outside, it looks like the business has pivoted, to move away from a lot of the managed services and move, to your point, 2 feet into the, artificial intelligence space and then deploying it via OpenAI with your clients. What would you say to that, and how have you continued to fuel growth, amongst this pivot?
Yeah, so the word pivot always has baggage associated with it, right? So
Absolutely.
From our perspective, it's not so much a pivot as it is understanding where our customers find value in working with us. And there's always that commoditization of things. It happened 20 years ago with virtualization, or 15 years ago with virtualization. It happened 5-10 years ago as people were embracing cloud and migrating out of, private data centers and into this public utility compute sort of model. And it continues to happen, right? And that is not to say that security should be an afterthought, or that modern work is a commoditized thing that nobody should care about, or that managed services aren't important. But it is aligning where we spend the focus with our customer time, the focus that we bring value to them. It is aligning it to where the industry is going rather than where the industry is or was. So yes, I mean, certainly we don't talk about managed services because they're not as sexy as they, might have been 10 years ago or whatever. We're absolutely focused on letting our customers know that the stuff that we can bring them value in are things that are forward looking, like innovative technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning. But that is certainly not to say that we shy away from supporting our customers in the ways that they need that support. Just different customers are different places in their journey and different parts of their own life cycle. So we'd like to focus on the things that might resonate with a more forward looking audience.
Sure. And that's, a great point, because, those resonations also, impact talent as you bring on people. And, the better that you're able to do things that are more forward thinking, generally speaking, the higher quality, talent. Have you seen that to be accurate on your side?
It's an incredible point because, again, when we started this company, we decided that we were not going to say we have an office at this address and we're only going to pull people from 30 miles around it, right? That's not how you find the best talent. But it's not, saying we're doing a full work from home, full remote, hiring plan isn't the only way that you get good talent, right? You also have to have a company that people want to work at, with a philosophy that aligns to the forward-thinking, progressive audience that you're hoping to attract. So it's 100% true. We have absolutely found that as we've become more well-known and more innovative and forward-looking things, that we get applicants that embody that as well.
Yeah. I just keep coming back to, as I sit here and watch you and gotten to know you, both personally and professionally, how have you been able to balance this growth? You've been on Inc. 5000 for now, 4 years, but to your point, really, it's a 7-year runway. You're creating company culture, you're setting, direction and looking forward in terms of, what's out there, as well as managing what's there today. And oh, by the way, you're providing services that clients are using, so you have work to do every day. How do you make that all happen?
Yeah, I mean, that last part is the only way we can stay in business, clearly, right? So serving our customers well and giving them valuable delivery, capabilities, clearly, if we can't do that, then we can't grow the business, we can't be innovative at all. But those two feed each other, right? Because at the same time, our customers will only find value in the things that we deliver if we're continuing to be thought leaders and innovative in our space. So there's sort of this, yin and yang to that sort of, philosophy. All we can do is try to be, we embody sort of the ethics, the capabilities, and the delivery of innovative services. All we can do is do that and hope that our customers see the value in it. Because, when we have, like, for example, the Inc. 5000 or the Microsoft case studies or whatever sort of, publicity that we're talking about, those things do bring the right people to us, which then give better resources to our customers. And it's this nice, this nice sort of flywheel that I think happens where, as you start spinning that wheel faster and having success with customers and success in the industry, you attract the people that give you more success. So I do think it's the sort of, the flywheel effect, so to speak. But yeah, it's not easy, by any stretch. It's not easy to, be focused inward, outward, and try to build a really strong company culture at the same time when 100% of your staff is remote. But I think we've done, again, not to, break an arm patting ourselves on the back, but, I do think that we've done a really good job of attracting the right people that want that company culture. So they, it's sort of infused into everything that we do. And our customers value that as well. We serve customers all over the United States. So it's nice to be able to have, someone on the phone from California and someone on the phone from Rhode Island and someone on the phone from Florida, and sort of feel like we're embodying the same thing that our customers value in their own staffs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is, those are really great points. And, to your point, you're not breaking your arm, patting yourself on the back. The great thing is that, you're one of 6 honorees in Rhode Island this year, for example. So you're based in Rhode Island, even though you're nationwide. You're one of only 311 in the IT service, category for the Inc. 5000. You've grown 179% over the last 3 years. These are things that other people are recognizing. So I think that's even more valuable than, you sitting out there, touting it. I think, having these shows and the opportunity to have folks hear, your vision and see, and understand the path that it took to get you here is, way more valuable than, everybody sitting around and just high-fiving.
Yeah, no, thank you. And it's true. I mean, the team should feel proud of all the success and the great work that they're doing on behalf of our customers and, trying to put an ethical approach on AI or a security approach on modern work. Like, those are important things. And the team does a great job living that every day for our customers. But it also takes credit, has to give credit to our customers for valuing those things, right? It's very easy to lose sight of that, especially as there has been commoditization in some of the parts of our industry. It's really easy to say, well, why should I value that sort of stuff when I can find somebody a little bit cheaper, or offshore it or something like that, right? Not that there's anything wrong with those things, but finding value in the companies that you work with, right? The friends that you keep around you, so to speak, right? Finding value in that internally and externally with our customers, it's critically important. And I'm glad that our customers appreciate that we put value in that ourselves.
Absolutely. So I guess what's next for you in your role as CEO, but also, the direction of Infused?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is just that every week, technology is changing, and staying on top of that is a full-time job in itself. We've been obviously blessed with some success and thankful for the recognition of it. But that's not when you let off the gas, right? That's when you push the pedal to the metal and keep marching forward. So yeah, there's so much change happening in our space right now. What we try to bring is sort of the business thought leadership to it. So it's not just that anybody can use generative AI or anybody can do, whatever it is, right? It's the why do you do it and how do you do it effectively in your business? Where is your business going? What is the right application of these things? So that's a big focus for us. It's making sure that when we talk to the C-suite at our prospects or our client organizations, that they understand that we're not just here to slap a solution on something. We're here to solve real big problems that impact their own roadmaps 3 years into the future. And how else can we do that if we're not doing that ourselves by being forward-looking ourselves?
Well, and I'd add one other thing to that, and that's that, it's not new, right? I mean, these are things that you've been strategically thinking about for years. You're not reacting to the headlines. You're not reacting to news. And more importantly, you're not reacting to peers. If anything, you seem to be setting the standard for them.
As far as I can tell, that seems to be the case, especially among a lot of our sort of peer technology service providers. We don't think of ourselves obviously as a traditional technology services provider. I mean, the strategic relationships that we form and the advisory and roadmap delivery that we do, the innovative, solutions, the innovation lab that we have, the applied AI stuff that we do, those are all unique among a lot of our peers. You definitely have to step up a level into sort of the Accentures of the world, to find sort of, I think that similar sort of, delivery model with customers. And that comes with a completely different sort of ball game and different type of organization to work with. So, yeah, I think what we're doing is definitely setting a standard for what you should expect of your technology and advisory company. And if you're not getting this sort of stuff from them, call us.
Love that. That's great. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to talk about this and share in some of the success and recognize it. I think that's so awesome. Congratulations on 2023 Inc. 5000 again.
Thank you, Justin. Always a pleasure to be on with you.
No, likewise. On behalf of my guest, Jeff Wilhelm, the CEO of Infused Innovation, you've been listening to the latest episode of Digitally Transformed. Until next time.
Thank you for listening to Digitally Transformed, a podcast powered by Infused Innovations. For more information and to learn more about this topic or explore other resources, go to our website, infusedinnovations.com. On behalf of our guests and host Justin Starbird, thank you for listening.